Hello, I'm having a little hide. I'm reading the papers, but everyone thinks I'm working when I come in here. It's brilliant. Adolescence. I spoke about it last week. Was it the week before? It all blurs into one, doesn't it? And I said I didn't want my daughter watching it in school. The reason being, I don't think she's ready for that content. It doesn't, at the minute, affect her. It's not something that is on her line of vision. And I would rather be the person that did that with her. I would rather be the person that spoke about that and explained that to her, particularly living in a house with a teenage brother. I feel it's important for context. And Keir Starmer's decided that all kids need to watch it in school. I think it's for 15 and over. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. Why are we referring to Netflix TV shows as a way to teach our children? Is that not what we pay teachers to do? And is that not what we as parents do, And don't get me wrong, I think in some schools it probably is quite useful to show it. I think in some schools it probably could be useful because for certain demographics in certain schools there may be benefit to this. But would that not be something that would be better decided by those actual schools and the people that are in it? But, and it's unusual that I would agree with something Daniel Kebede says. He's the General Secretary for the National Education Union. But he does say, no one size can ever fit all, and it's the teachers on the ground, if properly empowered and given high quality training and development, who are best placed to create and interpret an appropriate relevance and engaging curriculum for the students in front of them. Now, he's talking about the education bill there, but you could apply that to so many things, couldn't you? You could apply that to things like Netflix's Adolescence. You could also apply it to VAT on education. You could apply it to parents having the right to choose an education for their child, because as Daniel in this instance rightly says, no one size can ever fit all, and it can't. So why is Keir Starmer trying to curry favour with the nation because it's on Netflix? I mean, I wonder if it was on BBC Three or Film 4, would it have garnered the same level of interest? Is it because it's on Netflix? Because if we're talking about showing kids things that are culturally important and socially important on the TV, I think everyone should watch Toxic Town. I think that's very culturally important. If you haven't seen it, you ought to watch it. It's about the birth deformities that a lot of children had in Corby as a direct response to the dismantling of the steelworks there. And it's about a Labour Council cover-up. Now, I can see exactly why that's not being shown in schools. So we've got a clear agenda here. This isn't unbiased. This is just, we want to show you what we think is suitable, not what is actually suitable. And I feel, on this I agree with Daniel Kebede. It's one size does not fit all. Why? Because it's got the Netflix stamp on it, are we saying, well, your kids can watch it? No, I don't think that's good enough. And I feel like a lot of teachers are, well, I don't feel, I read that a lot of teachers are becoming increasingly frustrated by the diktat that's coming from the top. And bear in mind that the diktat that's coming from the top has no educational experience other than having been to a school and having children. And we've all seen how that played out with Keir Starmer. He was perfectly happy to intervene for his lad, his boy, as he calls it, with GCSEs. He was perfectly happy to borrow a flat so that his education wouldn't be disrupted. But he's not perfectly happy for other parents to be able to do the same for their children. He's not perfectly happy for other parents to be able to make choices for their children. So he's clearly made a choice for his, but we can't do that. We all have to do what they say. And parents and teachers alike are saying, no, you can do one. We gave birth to these children. They are our children. And in 99.9% of cases, parents do know best. Now, of course, there are those that get through the net. Of course. And we absolutely need to protect and support and do everything humanly possible to make sure that children don't come to any harm. Of course we need to do that. But by creating an education bill that simply makes one size fit all is not how you do it. In fact, it goes the other way, because by watching Adolescence, we are putting into children's minds thoughts and concepts that weren't there in the first place. So I think it's bonkers. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But I think if we are going to go down that road, careful what you wish for, Keir, because I think everyone should be watching Toxic Town. I really do. And Mr. Bates and the post office, you know, and we've got, two different governments, but we've got two very interesting court cases. And I wonder perhaps if Netflix will make a film about the VAT on education court case. I wonder if we'll be showing that in schools. It is Netflix and it is popular, so why not? Let's have a look.